You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey GH fans, I have got a comings and goings update for you, and it's all about Nicholas Chavez's exit as Spencer Cassadine, and news on whether Tabyana Ali is going to exit with him as Trina, and what's next for Avery Kristen Pohl as Esme Prince. Things are really heating up. We've also got a villain's return, the end of a con artist, and a meddling interloper starts pushing again. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got all this casting news for you, plus a really sad update about Tyler Christopher's passing and his cause of death. Let's start with the other comings and goings, and then I'm going to save the Cassadine drama for last, the real life and the screen life. So first of all, Charles Mesure is back as Mr. Brennan. That's the guy who's the corrupt head of the WSB. He's way up high in Pikeman. For whatever reason, he's cooling his heels in Pentonville. That seems really strange to me because you would think that he would have the influence to get himself out of jail. So next week, Jordan and Anna, who by then may be acting police chief, head out to Pentonville prison to grill the guy. It looks like he is the one that placed the anonymous call from Pentonville about the gun in question that was used in the hit on Sonny or Anna that wound up paralyzing Curtis instead. I just can't imagine that they would let that guy out unless he gives them some really good intel to exchange for his freedom. So the interloper coming back that I mentioned was Lois Cerullo. She's still lurking in Port Charles, although we've not seen her since New Year's Eve when she blabbed the SEC news to Sonny. And that's when Olivia Falconeri blew up on her. And then Lois put her foot in their mouth by saying something about Olivia lying about Dante that got him shot. Boy, that was an ugly scene. We're going to have more scenes of Lois and Olivia soon. And Lois also wants to start planning BLQ's wedding. But I definitely think Tracy's probably going to have some thoughts on this. She wants it high class and not a Bensonhurst bash. So the con artist I mentioned is the woman suing Dr. Finn. Thanks to Sam McCall's sleuthing, we found out that the Muldoons lost a mint while Carly was playing stock games with Aurora Media shares. They went bankrupt, and then they tried to perpetrate fraud through this malpractice scheme. So the lawsuit against Finn should be dead in the water before sweeps begins. And that should be the end of the judge and the extras for that part of the show. All right, now let's get to the really big news, though. Trina Robinson is super excited to be in Paris with hunky Spencer Cassadine. Spoilers say that Trina thinks this semester away from family, friends, everybody will let her and Spencer kind of take their relationship for a more serious test drive, see what it would be like if they were out on their own together. Maybe if they were living together. I assume she's going to be at his apartment a lot. Just, what's it like in terms of can they make this work? Are they end game? So Trina thinks that despite Esme running amok and getting her memories back, she and Spencer are safe. They're all the way overseas in Europe. They're in their little love bubble. So they're just focusing on them and romance and all the fun of Paris before her classes start. And they're feeling good about it because Laura told them that Esme is in Toronto and the cops are hot on her tail and they are about to have her in cuffs. So next week we have a couple of days of Spencer and Trina having a really nice time. He planned a romantic dinner and a boat ride down the River Seine. It's all romance, head over heels, really sweet stuff on the menu for them. So, that means trouble is heading their way. I predicted in a standalone video that Esme left that letter from Nanny Maggie and bought a bus ticket to leave a very obvious fake trail of breadcrumbs up to Canada while she went another way entirely. And now some brand new spoilers prove my assumptions were correct. On Monday, Dante and Chase are ready to bust into that apartment where they think Nanny Maggie lives and Esme is lurking. Looks like they do get into the place and find out, sure enough, Esme is nowhere in sight. She is smarter than the police. So when Dante finds nothing, he's going to let Laura know, who she will then be doubly worried about her grandson, Spencer. So she's going to call up Spencer to tell him and Trina, watch out. Esme is likely coming that way. Only the call's not very clear, and Spencer doesn't really get the message Laura is trying to relay to him to be cautious. So Trina, thinks Laura was probably just calling to see how they're doing, so they're not overly concerned, and they really need to be, because evil Esme is headed their way with a foul purpose in her heart, and it definitely looks like Esme finds them, and it should happen midweek this coming week. We can confirm that Nicholas Chavez's last air date as Spencer Cassadine is Wednesday, January 31st, and he'll reportedly be off the soap for a couple of months, maybe more. The exact phrasing for the spoiler was, quote, a few months. To me, that means 3 months. That means like 12 weeks. So if a few isn't two, but that doesn't mean whoever's writing the GH spoilers is using the same terminology that I do. So we may be off by a few weeks. So, the initial shooting schedule for his Netflix show Monsters was supposed to be mid-December through mid-February. Maybe it's run a little longer. I haven't seen any updated shooting dates on that. So the big question is what's going to happen, because he is going to be off the air. So a leaker that I keep an eye on said that Spencer is going to be presumed dead. There was a different contradictory leak that came out saying something else is going to happen. I feel like maybe presumed dead, though. The bottom line is we know that Nicholas Chavez is leaving General Hospital for a bit, but Trina actress Tabyana Ali is not. So I'm unsure once Spencer goes missing / dead if she is going to stay in Paris. I kind of doubt it. I feel like her parents, Portia and Curtis, will be worried for her safety and will want her close to home based on some spoilers about her folks. We'll see. But especially if something bad happens in Paris, they may not want her there in case Esme or whoever is doing bad things might come back for Trina. So I also wonder if Esme might be presumed dead at the same time. Like, will she and Spencer fall into the water of the Seine and then they're both assumed dead when their bodies don't turn up? There's so many things they can do with this. So watch for high drama and danger that culminates the day before Sweeps begins, that sends Spencer Cassadine off the character canvas for 2 to 3 months. And our very last piece of news in this report is very, very sad. Tyler Christopher's official cause of death has been released. So the original Nikolas Cassadine actor passed away back on October 31st, 2023. A friend had gone to his apartment when they couldn't get in touch with him, and they found Tyler already dead. He had been at a fan event in New York a few weeks before he passed away, and he was openly discussing his struggles with sobriety, how much he wanted to get clean so he could get back into his kids' lives. He even shared some anecdotes about how he had recently disappointed them because he gotten drunk during a visit and passed out, and then their mom came to get them. It was terribly, terribly sad, but he was being very open about his struggle with his inner demons, and then the demons got the better of him. So Tyler Christopher's official cause of death was positional asphyxiation due to acute alcohol intoxication. So what does that mean? It means he drank himself to the point of inebriation, to drunkenness. He passed out or fell into a very deep sleep with his face positioned in such a way that he suffocated while he was unconscious or asleep. So the coroner's report also listed a contributing factor, coronary artery atherosclerosis, which is basically cholesterol plaques that build up in your arteries. So Tyler Christopher was born November 11th, 1972, and passed away at the age of 51 at home after a long struggle with sobriety, October 31st, 2023. Tyler had played Nikolas Cassadine since 1996. He had performed nearly 1,200 episodes as the Dark Prince, and we miss him. We send condolences to his children, his friends, his loved ones, and of course, assurances that he will never be forgotten by General Hospital fans. Hey guys, thanks for listening. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm here with you 7 days a week talking General Hospital. Please come back soon.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.